Hi Mara, I hope that Willem took a nice long nap for you. Here's a quick tutorial on the abacus for multiplication. So anytime that Abilene going to do fact work, she'll want to use side 1 of the abacus. And the fact work is pretty basic as far as we start. I always say start with the top number. So if we're working on 5 times 6, for example, the first thing she's going to do is put up 5. And we're going to make 6 groups of that. And then she can count them up. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Some of the facts are really easy to count if it's 2s or 5s. The trickier ones when we get to like 7s, for example, or 9s or 8s, then we want to use a strategy called completing the 10. So I'm going to take 9 times 5, for example. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 9. This is where it's going to be a little tricky for me to show you on video because I'm going to do it one-handed, and normally you would swap the 10s, complete the 10s using both hands. So when you're completing 10s, it kind of sounds just like the name. We're going to start by completing as many 10s as you can by completing 10s on the bottom and trading, completing 10s on the top and trading on the bottom. So we're going to do the second one and take 1 away, the third 10, and the last 10 there. So then you can see that we've ended up with 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. Sorry, my daughter's doing Mayan and the volume went super loud all of a sudden, so I got a little distracted there. But hopefully that makes sense. So if you're doing completing 10s, it's just important that you complete the 10 at the top and take away from the bottom for doing the exchange. Normally, I would have the students swap at the same time. So both their hands, one's pushing towards, one pushing away at the same time so that they really get the understanding and concept of swapping and trading. So I hope that helps. The front side is great all the way up through, obviously 10 times 10, but if you want to work on bigger problems, then you'll want to use the second side of the abacus, and I can show you that too. So on the second side, a couple important things. It's helpful to have a pencil just to act as a spacer to like space out the groups. And then for Abilene, it will be super important that she is doing static multiplication so that your problems aren't going to equal up and need to do trading for 10. So usually the multipliers for these problems in the math books are like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if we took, for example, 231 times 3, I'd start by making my number 231. And when we're using the second side of the abacus, we're going to use both wires for each part and try to keep it as even as possible. So here's my 1 for the 30 part, and my 10s, I'm going to make it like this. I can't make it even because it's not an even number, but I'll try to keep it as even as possible. And then my hundreds, I need 2 of them. So here's 231. This is where the pencil comes into play. If we're making multiple groups, then I just ask the kids to use their pencil as a spacer. So you just hold it there and they start building again underneath the pencil. So I would go and build again. I'm going to try to keep it even. So I'm going to do 1 on this side for my 1, 3 for my 30, and 2 for my 200. So I built another group, and I think I said times 3. So we're going to move the pencil down and do it one more time. 1 and 3 for my 30, and 2 for my 100. So after that, they can lift up the pencil and make sure that they have what the problem is asking. So 231, 231, 231, and lastly, they just push everything together. And then it's easy to see what the final answer is. So 693. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have questions, and I'd be happy to FaceTime too if that's easier. All right, take care. Bye.